So here's a fact. Anyone that uses a legal name that does not belong to them, i.e. the one that you think is yours, that was registered by your parents, the creators of your body, the namers of your body, the ones that sold your body and name to the crown, are using somebody else's property. And if you use a legal name, what you're saying is the crown, the corporation, all the ones that you are fighting against, own your body. So if you're using a legal name at all that you think was yours, and it isn't, that's a fact. It is the one thing that surrenders your body, because you did not actually, until you stop using a legal name, it's not your body. It belongs to the crown. You're either going to get toughened up by me or toughened up by a system that's interested in making sure that they have their body under their control. Well, what do you mean, Kate? How can somebody own a body if... well, I just told you how. Playing in a legal world, and you're playing in a legal unreality. You're playing a legal fiction, and you're granting the legal unreality all the power it needs to make a slave out of you. You're walking around in a stolen body, as far as I'm concerned. And there are many people that make challenges with regards to, I want to do this, and I want to do that, and how do I do this, and what have you. You're still missing the point. You still haven't found yourself yet. You're still trying to solve the same old problems with the same old problems, still in the same old mess. In the same old cycle, in the same old merry-go-round. You wonder why I'm passionate about this. Holy shit. I don't know, Kate. I'm not sure if I want my God power back. Oh, okay, well, that's fine. Keep your diapers on. Don't worry, the system will change your nappies because they own your body. And when they stuff that body into the ground under a headstone, they're going to make goddamn sure it comes back into another body because you've already been duped. You're an easy sell. You think it's a great idea. There's really only one question. Who are you? Who do you work for? Do you work for creation, or do you work against it? Are you a legal name, or are you an infinite immortal being? Because many of you that are asking these questions, you're sitting in the comfort of your unowned house, your unowned cars, your unowned bodies, thinking you're free. And you're the biggest fucking slaves of all, because I'll tell you this right now, if it's registered, Crown owns it. And if you register it through a legal name, oh, but Kate, how do you register something without a legal name? That's the truth. You don't. Registered means you surrender it completely to the crown. Register to rule the divine feminine creative essence. Source, you. Duh. Well, how is using a legal name committing harm, Kate? Oh, I don't know. 10 people get murdered in a bank robbery, and you're the getaway car driver. You responsible? Yeah or no? Did you create the body you're in right now? No, your mom and dad did. Makes them owner of the body, the property. Well, they had to have the conception, yeah? So even the intellectual property of conception is theirs, too. The mere idea of creating that body is there. It's nothing to do with you. You really need to get outside of this. Remove the box. There isn't one. You have the illusion that you're in one. Like I said, if I can rattle your cage, it means you're still in one. I need you to be out and free. Okay, so there's a nifty idea. Oh, yeah, right, Kate. I guess, in Biology 101 in grade 9, we learned that sperm and egg together makes a body. So was that your sperm or your egg that made your body? Didn't think so. Now, did you name that body? No. Well, it depends. If you're finally free, you can choose whatever you want, be whatever you want, whenever you want. Doesn't matter. You're nameless and nameful. It doesn't matter. You can be anything or anyone. And you think for 1 second that a sperm and an egg coming together creates fucking consciousness? What are you, a papist? Okay, so that's fact number one. You didn't build the body, and you didn't name the body. Somebody else did. Unless, of course, you came out bearing, the body came out bearing identification that you had created while in the womb, because, of course, you'd be fully conscious and aware of doing that, right? That's why you don't remember this shit. Okay, so there's two facts. You didn't build the body and you didn't name it. Did you register that body? Or did the owners of it, the creators of it, did they register it maybe? Just like registering a car or something? Same thing. And look at you trying to make all sorts of claims to a body you don't own, to a body you never named, and to a body that was registered before you even got in it. I don't fancy your chances in the legal game, because until you get what I just said, you won't know who you are. You won't know what you are, because you think you're a fucking meat stick. And in all fairness to each and every one of you, in the same way that it happened to me as well, it happens to all of us. We all got indoctrinated into the system, into the program. All of our bodies were body snatched at birth through the most deceptive fraud ever thrust upon humanity. But you see, here's the thing about a fraud revealed. It's null and void, non-pro-tunc, now for then, which means it never mattered, it never happened. So I don't care if you had your fingerprints taken 5 minutes ago, or your blood samples, or DNA, or whatever. Well, because if that happens, that just tells me that your body's still owned by somebody else. That's all. Okay, so we covered that with the, you didn't build the body, you didn't name it, and you didn't register it. So if you're using anything that belonged to Mom, Dad, and the Crown, remember, Mom and Dad and the Crown made the deal, not you. You're just going along with it. Because you think you have to, because Mommy and Daddy gave you a name, and you have to be a good boy or a good girl and just be a good slave and go along with it for the rest of your life so you can be another good fucking slave on the next pass. So now what you have to figure out, okay, well, if I didn't name the body, I don't own it. If I didn't figure out the name, I don't own the name. And if I didn't register it, it's got nothing to do with me. But if I make it something to do with me as a third-party interloper, going along with Mom and Dad's ruse of getting scammed, well, just because they were dumb doesn't mean to say you have to be. We all got dumbed down, remember? How do I live without a legal name? Well, that's the joke. You don't, because you're dead. You have an illusion of keeping a meat stick alive for the system so that they can keep milking your soul. That's all you're doing, is you're keeping a body alive so they can keep milking your soul while you decay and end up in a 6-foot deep hole, hanging around, family and shit hanging around, feeling all bad about this, whatever. Or you can come back to life. If you weren't in the body when it was being born, dopey, you can't grab that body until it's out and taking its first breath. Think about that. So you didn't actually experience, the body experienced the birth, which is a separate thing from you. You get into a unification with the body when you go into the trees of life called the lungs. You get into a contract with the body. So that's why if you were in contract with the legal name and everything else, that's how your soul is contracted as well, because you both have vested interest in that body until you finally put your spiritual foot down and say, fuck you. It's my body. Mom and Dad built it for me. You duped them out of it. That's fraud. Your power is null and void, nunc pro tunc, now for then. And I can prove it. Want to know how I can prove it? There's no legal name or any shit attached to it. Contract null and void, fuckwads. Can't touch this body, can ya?